Yes, it's recording.
With escape, can you do that? Ah, yeah, it's recording. Okay. Good.
Go ahead.
Good. Yeah, I'll start. You keep an eye on the waiting room if you can see that. Yeah, so welcome everyone. We are really happy and delighted that you all made it to our beautiful webinar, and also those who will watch it later on on the replay. Yeah, I quickly introduce myself for those who do not know me. I'm working as a soul embodiment coach for Secret van Herwarden, and I also work myself with clients. And with that, in one-on-one sessions or group facilitation sessions, I'm using the Healy, and I'm soon starting to work with another beautiful technology, a brain entrainment light technology. So this is kind of where I'm coming from. And our other beautiful co-host today is Karina.
Yes, hi. I'm Karina. I live in Amsterdam, and I'm a coach, transformational coach. So I help people stepping into their purpose, stepping into their mission, and sharing what they came here to do on this planet in this time. And besides that, I am also connected to Awakening Support, which is my platform that I've, together with a co-founder, I've started last year. Josie is also part of that. And we help people during these times of awakening with making the shift from 3D to 5D, and helping them understand what is going on this planet and stepping into their autonomy and stepping into their own wisdom and truth. So that is what I am doing. And yeah, I'm sharing Healy now since 1 year, working with it as a coach. So we'll go into that later.
Yeah, and our webinar today will be about the quantum technology, the Healy, and we will focus here on how to use it in a professional space, but we will also briefly mention on how to use it for yourself. So we start with a beautiful quote that I as well shared. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So here we already dive a bit into the quantum technology. We are in exciting times of what is happening. When we look at like ancient civilizations and the evolution of consciousness, we are now entering a new cycle in our evolution, which is called the age of Aquarius. And with that will come in the next decades. We talk about not just 10 years, but really the next 400 years, highly advanced technologies and healing technologies. And this is very exciting because the age of Aquarius, like qualities, when we look at the astrological aspect of Aquarius, is being revolutionary, being the leader, like it's very humanitarian, advanced, visionary, like, and as well justice and fairness. So this will be qualities that we will be seeing throughout the next decades, or the next age of where we are tapping into. And the fifth dimensional state of being, which is a greater state of consciousness, is where we are transforming into. So it's a higher vibrational frequency that we will embody in our physical being through inner coherence and oneness. And I just briefly want to say something for those of you who are not so familiar with this background. Like, a three-dimensional thinking or way of being is when people who believe that they are only their physical body. And when we look into healing, they mostly gravitate towards Western medicine, with the focus on physical repair and biochemical adjustment to the body. So that's a very three-dimensional approach. In a four-dimensional state of being, we are already aware that we are more than just the body, that we are mind, that we are soul, and we tend to look for a more holistic approach in healing. So we are heading towards an expansion in our way of living and being, where we include more profound information of who we are in our essence, that we are unlimited, unified selves into our reality.
Yeah, and we will see how Healy perfectly fits in this space of the in-between, actually, because we'll have all these technologies coming up, but they're not here yet. They're almost there and they're ready to be introduced. But in the meantime, we have this gap. This gap between the old world, the 3D world, and the new world, the 5D world, and there's a longing and a need to bring in new modalities that fit more in this time, and that is where Healy comes in, and that will become clear during this webinar.
Yeah. And the picture here, that's not a Healy. That's a medical bed, one of these advanced technologies that already exist, but they are not yet, how you say, like launched for usage. But it's in the background, so it's exciting times.
If you haven't heard about them, just have a look on the internet. Holographic med beds. That's really fascinating.
Yeah. And with saying that, actually, we are ourselves are the greatest technology, and that's our DNA. And when we look at our human body, then we can actually say that it is itself a quantum physics phenomenon. And it's not just biology and what we believe it or what we perceive it, not believe, but more perceive it to be. Our body is already an interplay of frequencies, and every organ, every cell has its own resonant frequency, and together they make up like a beautiful harmonic orchestra. And when one organ in our body, for example, is out of tune, it will affect the whole body. So, and deeper there is that if we are the technology, what is actually our technology is our DNA, because it carries all our information. And I can say it's time to activate this dormant information that we cannot access yet. It's a lot of inner wisdom that we have within ourselves. It's the self-healing power of our body. And it's also gifts. This is why we are all here on this planet in this time we are in right now. We have beautiful soul gifts that are most of the time dormant as well, and they awaken the more we elevate and integrate ourselves into high frequency containers. If you go to the next slide, the human energy field. Yeah, and this is a picture showing that actually we are a holographic projection of the quantum field. So we are frequency beings in every moment. Right now, right now you hear me talking. My words that I use are energy and frequency, but we are creating here in the space together as well an energy space. And within that, there is a non-physical communication happening. And that is much bigger and larger than actually what you hear now with my words and the information that you receive through your mind. You are an energy field with a body. And the Healy we will go into, you will see that this is a bridge between the quantum field of information and the physicality and the biology of matter, so of our body. This is a beautiful picture showing our energy journey. So as I just said, we are energy beings, and here you can see like this huge energy circle around us, the torus field, right? This is our actually state of being. So we have our body, but around our body are our subtle bodies with our emotional, mental, spiritual body. And our torus field, our energy field, can have up to 6 meters in space. What you see coming in from what seems to be like through what is the ground chakra, but what seems to be from above, actually the quantum field is all there is. So we are it, it's surrounding us. But information is coming in through us through the crown chakra. And then you see this beautiful rainbow colored journey through our energy centers, the chakras, right? And what is transporting the energy, or as in the Eastern medicine, they call it chi, life force energy, or this on the very right picture, you can see it, this thin lines. It's like this kind of channels that go through our body, through our system, connecting our energy centers. And these are the meridians. So information from the field, from the quantum field, is entering our physicality, our body, our energy centers. It's transported through our whole body. And then on the last picture, we see the next picture, actually, I mean, the DNA, because what it does is energy informs and energy forms. So energy forms matter. And this is how our DNA, how our cells are actually informed via frequencies, via vibration frequency. And your cell health, now we go a bit deeper, is influenced by microcurrent voltage. If you go to the next picture, you will see now 2 pictures. This picture is showing cells in your body that are receiving disharmonic frequencies. So when your body receives disharmonic frequencies, your cells break down and degenerate. So you just have a look at the cells, and down there you can see the wavelength of the frequency. Now, as the next picture, you get as a comparison cells that receive harmonic frequencies, and your body on a cellular level is responding to it. Your cells are thriving, they're not degenerating. And the frequency, like the way their vibration is as well in harmony. And that also means actually that more light can come in. So what higher vibrational frequency actually means, that our cells are capable of holding as well more energy and more information, because as you can see from the wavelength, there's as well more space. Yeah, Karina.
Yeah, so if everything is energy, like Nikola Tesla said, then we are energy. All the things surrounding us are energy, and also our words are energy. And I don't know who of you is familiar with the beautiful work of Professor Masuro Emoto from Japan. It's an old research, but it never ceases to amaze me to have a look at what he did to water crystals. So he took like water droplets and froze them while certain words were being spoken to the water or were being sticked on there with like a post-it. And if you infuse water with the energy of words, then you can see a different come out, whether that's nasty and mean words or whether that is beautiful, loving and kind words. So this is the same water. The first one, you see all the cells are kind of blobbly and ugly and not coherent. And that's when
Yeah, it
the
looks
water
very
is
nasty. The
yeah,
first
it's
picture,
quite
to be
nasty.
honest.
Yeah. And the second one is after that water has been cleansed and you see a beautiful crystalline structure, which is very harmonious and beautiful.
Yeah.
And so the second one, you see also the words being spoken of. I will start with the bottom line because those are the ugly ones, like heavy metal pollution, or if you stick a post-it with "I will kill you" on the water, that will turn out like this. So imagine the words we use against each other, and imagine the words we speak to ourselves. And if you're a coach and you're working with self-care, for example, and uplifting people, this is important information to know. And yeah, the resonance of this words can really do this to the cells in the body. We're about 60 or 70% water in our body. So compassion and gratitude and wisdom are the most beautiful things we can give ourselves.
Yeah. And
So
sometimes when you go to spaces or places, like in places like, for example, Bali is such a beautiful example where people are praying and every day sending like positive intentions into this island energy field. You feel it in how people as well interact, and the this the place itself has a specific energy, because yeah, our words, our intention, our thoughts, everything is a specific frequency. And like the more it comes from the heart, where we send it out, the higher it is as well, the frequency. And you feel that in with the people you surround yourself with, the spaces. Yeah, just as an add-on.
yeah, and you can use Healy for that to raise your frequency. So, what is Healy? It's a grade 2 wearable medical device. That means that in Europe and also in the United States, it's being approved as a medical device, which is kind of special. If you know the holistic world, it's kind of special to have a holistic device being approved. So it's totally classified, and it's used as a medical device to treat certain ailments. It's not possible to say that for all the field of workings that the Healy has, because not all the workings are approved by the traditional sense, like the medical world traditional sense. But we can state that it is an approved medical device to treat anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, and migraine also, and sleeping disorders associated with these states of being. So it's the only device in the world that has a quantum sensor this way. And this quantum sensor is very important to do the scanning of the information field and also the remote scanning possibilities it has. So with the Healy, you can in real time scan the energy structure of the body. The picture that Johanna showed you, that all the fields around the body can be measured with the quantum sensor in the Healy. And also we can do that remote. And it's kind of magic to have this in the palm of your hand. I've been interested my whole life in quantum physics, and it's really interesting, but it's also kind of abstract. But with the Healy, we have this quantum technology in the palm of our hands, because it's really like tiny, like you can
Yeah,
see it.
wait, maybe I show it. I
Yeah,
have it here. If
5 by 5 centimeters, so it's really tiny. So in the past, it stems from bioresonance therapy. I don't know, perhaps some of you have experienced that. I used to go to a biofrequency therapist all the time. Um, and the maker, we will show him later, Marcus Smeeka, he wanted to have a device like that available for everybody at home. So what he designed is the Healy that has the frequencies not in the machines, because the normal biofrequency machines are like this big and they cost like 30 or 40,000 euros. But with the Healy, all the programs and all the information is in the cloud. I'm also attached to my Healy. That's why you see these cords. So in the clouds are all the programs and all the frequencies from 30 or plus years of research. And only what you need is being transmitted by Bluetooth to your Healy. That's why it's possible to have a device this small and wearable. So it has remote scanning capability, and it can help you to eliminate mental and emotional blockages and also physical blockages. And it transmits what can be read into your field back into your body. We'll go into that more later. So the Healy has 144,000 frequencies, which I think is a beautiful number. And it has about 120 specific programs. So within Healy, we don't speak about illnesses, about healing or treating illnesses. We speak about restoring harmony. So your cells vibrate with energy. That's been made clear already. And they either resonate with harmony or they resonate with disharmony. And once they resonate with harmony, that results in wellness and feeling okay and feeling beautiful and fine and happy. And when they resonate with disharmony, in the end, after years of feeling these emotions and feeling these states of being, they result in disease. So what Healy does is not treating a disease, but it's restoring the energetic balance by sending the right frequencies into your field, or sending into your field by microcurrent. That is what I have on right now. We'll explain the difference a bit later. So the aim is to have your system communicate properly again. So have your cells communicate with each other. Now, you can feel within your body already the difference in frequency. If we are feeling like in despair or we have grief or anger, we tend to say we feel low and you feel really heavy. But when we're happy and in love and we feel our inner power and inner wisdom, we feel light. And you can already sense this difference within yourself. And that is actually what Healy does. It's sending the positive frequencies into your field to enhance this feeling of wellness.
Yeah, here on the right, if you go one back, on the right side, you can see all the different emotions, which are state of beings, actually, like levels of our consciousness. And of course, the more we are in denser, like we call it denser, the more we are in lower vibrational frequencies, we're in denser emotions, as you said, Karina, like grief, fear, despair. And this is where we are in this victim mentality, or from healing, like we know, like our inner child, our deep conditioning is kind of triggered. And the location is set here as hell. Hell is, as in that sense, it's not a place, it's more a space of of feeling, like a state of consciousness as well, when we are in this space where it's very dark, like down there, depression is as well. Yeah, can be a state of being, um, where we feel very dense and where we feel this stuckness. I mean, many of you will know this as well, where we just cannot see what is on the other side, and we don't even believe. And that the more we are in inner alignment, in this state of love, of oneness within, and here we call that as well this fifth dimensional state of being, where religion says heaven, it's actually a state of being, not a place where we are going. We are also much more aware of self, of soul, of and presence, in deeply connecting with one another, because we do not just see ourselves, but we also see the one in front of us. We stop like reacting, but we can really fully step into responding, because we meet on a soul level. So up there, and this state of consciousness, also the quality of our relationships, of friendships, of whoever we meet in the streets, of actually our whole realities as well, reflecting it. And when I have one-on-one sessions with clients, what I actually every day, I don't want to say preach, but I think by now I preach, is our most dominant vibration is reflecting our reality. So your most dominant vibration, life is mirroring that to you. If you're more in a state of, I don't know, let's say optimism, acceptance, right? That is the information, the energy that you are sending out into the quantum fields. And your reality will reflect that in situations, in the people you meet, in the business you do, in the interactions you have. It will be reflected back to you, because a quantum field doesn't label good or bad or black or white. It responds to the information that you're sending. But most of the time, or many times, we are not fully aware of what we are actually vibrating or sending into the field. So creating the self-realization helps us as well to fully tap into our own self-empowerment.
Yeah, that has its effects on our cells. And Healy works on all those aspects and dimensions of the human body. So on all these fields, whether it's your organs, whether it's your state of being, whether it's your meridians, your relationships, your past life traumas, even your traumas from this life. And it also works on the fields of like beauty, fitness, and wealth. Actually,
Aging.
44,000 frequencies and 120 programs to vibrate all this goodness into your system. So how it works, and this is an important thing to know about Healy. We have the Healy resonance, where you can do distant scans, and where you can do scans of people, where you can do scans of yourself, your animals, your family, your clients, homes, other buildings, businesses.
Your car.
Your car. That is only possible with the Healy resonance. And it's done via the information field. So the Healy reads the field around your body and inside of your cells and gives back what is the measurement of that. And then the other way of working with Healy is via microcurrent. You see, I have this wristbands on with an electrode that I clip on, and I put these electrodes in my Healy. And then I directly supply myself with micro frequencies that directly affect my cells. So there's two different ways, and we'll see that later. It's about the different models that there are within Healy. So for the microcurrent, we have loads of programs, and I will not explain every one of them, but just show you very briefly. This is the Healy Gold, which is the basis of the Healy. Every Healy model has the Gold cycle, which is a very versatile program group. It has like detoxing programs. It has being programs. I'm running the program Being now. I like to do that when I'm in a webinar because it brings me into my I am presence, and it brings me into being myself. So I can stay very grounded with myself. And there's energy programs, there's programs for releasing. So that's very versatile already. And every model of the Healy has it. And then we have other program groups for pain and psyche. So for anxiety, chronic pain, back pain. We have learning programs to support concentration,
Memory.
memory, reminding things, is keeping things in your head when you're learning new things. We have fitness programs, offer things like diet and like stamina, things like that. We have a program group that's very interesting for coaches also to work with. It's the Job and Sleep program group. Many of you coaches working with people that have burnouts and not feeling happy with their work anymore. I see it daily in my practice, and a lot of people resonate with these programs about positive thoughts, about getting into action, activation, exhaustion also, and sleep cycles. Because I think many of the coaches and therapists here will recognize this, that one of the biggest problems in this society is sleep. A lot of people have sleeping issues. And it's actually the one thing that people notice the first that changes and that becomes better when working with Healy. So there's beauty programs also interesting for beauty therapists, wound healing. There's bioenergetic balance programs for all the organs, for hormonal function. Very interesting also for therapists that work with gastrointestinal health, hormonal health, things like that. Then we have the Meridian program groups 1 and 2. And they treat all the meridian lines within the body. There's a chakra
connected, to all the different organs or blood circulation, just as an example.
Yeah. We have a chakra program, which is not to be compared with the chakra module. We'll speak about that later. We have a deep cycle program with different kind of specially designed, highly therapeutic programs. And we have protection programs to protect ourselves and even to protect from entities and to protect from geopathy, like people experience trouble with the Schumann resonance, the vibration of the earth or planets.
Full moon. Just coming in 1, 2, 3 days.
Yes, 2 days. The 27th, it's full moon. And a lot of people resonate with that indeed. So what is the mission behind Healy? It's actually, I love the story of Marcus Smeeke. Marcus Smeeke, the founder, is the maker of these big machines for
invention.
Inventor actually of the time waver machines. If there's a frequency therapist here, you probably know the time waver machines. And he was the one with a vision. He said it's difficult at this time to get people to raise their frequency because not a lot of people are interested in doing that. Because people, they tend to live their life and they're not interested in consciousness and in the elevation of the frequency of our planet. So what if I make a device that everybody can carry around and have in their homes, and they will use it for their anxiety and their migraine. But in the meantime, while working with the Healy, they will also raise their own frequency, and by using it and raising their own frequency, also raise the frequency of the planet. So Marcus Smeeke, he is a scientist in conscious research, but he also spent some years as a monk because he wanted to understand consciousness also from that perspective. So he's really interested in both of these fields, like the spiritual field and the science field. And this is actually what Healy is. It's the integration of both the spiritual with the scientific, and that is so interesting about the Healy.
Yeah, like the marriage of science with spirituality. And when I make a connection to what we had at the beginning, that we are moving into, or we are already into this new age of Aquarius, like this will be part of our evolution as a human species, because with that comes the evolution of consciousness. And part of that will be like this greater to create greater awareness for self, and for creating this oneness, that everything is interconnected with each other.
Yeah.
This is where he caught me. Like hearing the mission, that was like, oh, I share his values. That was one extra point where I felt resonance, right? And the moment we start to live life more from soul, we feel more what is in resonance for us with decisions, things, whatever it is. Yeah.
It's actually
And
also
here we
the
are with
point
the Healy resonance.
that got me, because I've always been interested in exactly that field, the point where spirituality and science meet. So yeah, it's interesting. So what also got me, and I knew exactly the moment that I heard what there's somebody entering. Sorry. What the Healy could do is to do a resonance scan and read the information field. That was also a point that I was like sold, and I had to have my own Healy. And that's the Healy resonance. So for who is the Healy resonance? Maybe Josie, you want to take this one?
Yeah, well, it's also, we're talking a lot about coaches, and because that's our main focus, like coaches, group facilitators, yoga meditation teachers, wellness professionals, like anybody who is working in with clients, is service based, like being, feeling this soul mission of being in service, helping people, energy workers. Like, I feel like all of you know or feel like the resonance of what I'm saying, but it's also for your, don't forget yourself. It's also for that, but maybe for that in a moment. So it can be anybody who is conscious about working relationships, about creating a value-based, of service, holistic approach, and where you feel like you want to infuse in your space or in your work a high frequency energy container. I think that's like the baseline. Yeah. And you can use, and we share in a moment as well, examples of our own work, how we integrate it, and you can use it in one-on-one sessions with clients by doing a scan about the bioenergetic field of your client. So the Healy scans the information of your client's bioenergetic field, which is energy in information, that what you saw before surrounds the human body. So it detects any disharmony. So anywhere in your body, and that can be your physical body now, or your mental, emotional, spiritual body, where you have blockages. Because it's also important to say that many times before a disease manifests in your physicality, it's already not integrated blockage in your system that manifests as a disease. And so you have this option in working with the Healy to do, for example, a health scan to see in what areas there is a blockage, or in that sense, what in the moment your client needs as harmonic frequencies to as well support the self-healing power, this inner balance. And that can be as well recommendations with regards to sleep patterns, to any deficiencies or imbalances, or with the chakra aura scan as well, what other energetic blockages, and that is mainly related to trauma, is there, and where your client needs support. But we also have group.
Yeah, one
We
thing about one-on-one sessions, like many people that are in my team work with Reiki, for example.
Mhm.
And Reiki is to their clients, sometimes it's kind of difficult to grasp because
Yeah,
it's energy. We cannot see it. And in our modern Western society, people want to understand things. And with the Healy, you get an actual report of the energy. So it's easier for people to understand if they can read what their state is. That is what I get back from a lot of Reiki practitioners.
yeah,
It's very interesting. You can actually see the reports of the blockages and of the patterns, and you can show that to your clients. You can send it. You can make your own report out of it. You can just make a PDF and send it from your device, send it from your phone. It's very handy also. Yeah, the group sessions.
yeah. In one-on-one or group sessions, it doesn't matter. What we do is we set a high vibrational frequency container, like we set an energy space when we work with people where they can integrate their process, their system into a higher vibrational energy space. So what happens in there or with that is that the body's vibration starts to align with higher frequencies. So we are in that moment changing the communication or the information that we receive on a cellular level. And we are also creating a coherent energy field with mind and heart.
For groups
And
also.
yeah,
As a
and
group, we are one unit.
yeah,
That's the
and
difference.
when we align with that state of being, this is where our self-healing is happening, like in this deep state of relaxation as well. And with the Healy, you can infuse the group space with all that you have briefly seen before, with all these different frequency programs and frequencies um, to elevate the group space, basically. And you can choose and scan. Well, first you scan what the group space needs. And this is as well a good moment to say that before we started, I scanned as well with the Healy. I used the Alaskan gem elixir. So these are frequencies of crystals and gemstones. So I am infusing our group space here with these frequencies. And one of the first one was I forgot the name now. Let me
Topaz.
open. Yeah, exactly. And that is for clearing the space as well of any blockages. That was in resonance, in highest resonance for our group space of all of us here. Yeah, and now I feel well, let's not forget ourselves. Do not forget yourself as well. To use the Healy on yourself. This is what I do as well. This is what you can do in various examples to as well set many intentions to manifest. If you want to attract your soul clients or a life partner or your dream job or whatever it is, um, with our thoughts, with our intention, we create, right? So, and the more aligned we are with what we want to manifest, so the more we can embody that emotions of how it feels prior to when it happens. This is when we attract. And we do that, or we are the most magnetic being when we are vibrating on a higher frequency level. So you can support yourself not just in healing, but also in intention setting. And also not just yourself, but also your family at home.
Yes, with us, I have 3 children and a partner, and the Healy is most of the time it's taken because I'm working with it every day. And then at night, somebody wants to run a program for anti-stress, and then one of my children, has trouble with their studies and uses one of the programs, or another child cannot sleep, and then later on, I need my frequencies to stay balanced and calm after a big day. So. I use it every day with my family as well, and my pets even. My dog, she loves the Bach flower remedies that are on the Healy. And in the beginning, when she was with us and could not sleep very well because everything was new, I supported her sleep, and well, she slept within a few days. She slept sound every night, so it's
Yeah,
very
this is
versatile.
also good cue. It's not just for human beings and spaces and places and group fears, also animals. It's also for
Let's
animals.
go into some of the examples.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been working now for over a year with Healy. I started my coaching practice helping people start to live from a place of inner power and freedom. And then Healy came onto my path and was in January last year. And like I said, I was immediately smitten when I heard about the field between spirituality and science. I believe in both, and I've investigated a lot about that field. And when I found out that I could do scans and I could do healings on a distance basis, and I work a lot of my clients are international, so I work a lot online and I do online programs. I knew that I just had to have one for my practice. So what I did, I created my own sessions, which is something doesn't matter. Oh, sorry about that. Doesn't matter what kind of practice, what kind of teacher or coach or facilitator you are, you'll be able to create your own sessions. So my first one I created was a chakra coaching session. Um, Clients either come to my practice or we do them over Zoom. And I run a chakra report, very simple. I just run the chakra report. I ask them to tap into their own energy and focus on the issue they are having. What are the things that are difficult for them to manifest in their lives? What things are keeping them back? And then we do the chakra reading and we discuss the report. That's all we do. We just discuss the report. And what comes out is an aura scan, which gives the shape of the aura, and also it gives percentages of the several chakras. And then there's a report that states general information, how clients can work with certain chakras that are low. So it gives very practical advice on what physical aspects of certain chakras there are, about what mental aspects of the chakras there are. It gives even advice and tips for what affirmations people could use. So I start to interact with my client about these, and I notice when clients feel attracted to certain of them, and then we do a little exercise. So if a client really resonates with a certain affirmation and they haven't worked with affirmations before, I explain them how to work with them and how that goes energy wise. And there's even tips and advice on what kind of homeopathic substances people can use, what kind of flower remedies, what kind of crystals even. So clients know that, okay, if I want to feel more happy, I could use like a yellow calcite. And if people have issues with self-love, I tell them, okay, this comes up for you and you can use rose quartz. And actually the rose quartz frequencies are infused in the client's field when I do the healing. So when I have these sessions, we go into subjects that come up, and then I run the second scan, and that is about the issues that clients have. So it's very accurate, and it states what is the situation that clients have issues with at the moment, and it can be very spot on. And I usually notice it when people start to cry when they read something, and that happens a lot of the time. So the information is really deep. It is about patterns with parents, and it has to do with mother issues or father issues, or money, or sexual issues. And they all come up very specific. And I've now done over 100. And it never ceases to amaze me how accurate these readings are. For myself, when I did my first one, when somebody invited me to do my first chakra scan, I had so many issues. I hadn't started as a coach for a long time. And I was doubting, like, oh, should I go back into, work for a boss after being self-employed over 15 years? And I was really worried about that. And it came immediately out of the scan. The scan literally said this person has money issues. And I cleared them with the healing that followed and the conversations that followed from my state of being after receiving the frequencies. I cleared those issues. So that was really amazing. Another session I just created is a frequency business scan and healing. So what I do, I create a workbook and I send that to my client and I ask them to make a mood board. How would you like your business to be? What is your ideal business? And what is your ideal life that comes with running that business? And they make a mood board. And the Healy has the opportunity to, if you take a picture of that mood board, you can scan it. So you can scan the frequency of that mood board into your Healy. So I do that. I also ask this client to make an intention for his or her business. And I put that intention in my Healy. I can write it in my phone. And after I've done that, I make a scan. So what comes up in the Healy is the discrepancy between where this person wants to go and where they are at the moment. So what we then do is a coaching call to discuss what comes up. And I give them advice, like I do also the healing, but I also give them advice about how to incorporate certain things in their business to make things better for them and make them let go of blockages. And then I offer 5 days of healing. So for 5 days, they have a business scan running for them. And after that, their business should move more easily. I do it for myself often as well. I have my own mood board for 21 infused in my Healy together with essential oils. And I run that on a weekly basis. And when I do that, I see things are shifting. So what I also do, I have a healing space for awakening support, which is the platform that Johanna and I both work for. And well, we work with a lot of people that are feeling sometimes helpless about the shift the world is going on, and the difficulties they have with their family, and having different opinions, and seeing the world differently, or just feeling anxiety and fear about what is happening. So I have a healing space on Facebook, and once a week on Thursday morning, I receive people that want to join, and we run a scan with different themes. Sometimes it's the chakras, like I did this morning. Sometimes it's pain and mental balance, like I did last week. And so we create a group, like Johanna explained. We create a group setting. I have them tap into the collective energy, and then we do the reading and the healing. And doesn't matter where people are in the world, you can just help them with lifting their frequencies for them.
And it's for free to join. So
Yes,
whoever
as well.
wants to join, or as well recommended, especially in the pandemic lockdown times we are in. It's very beautiful that more such spaces are created where we can connect and get ourselves into different state of being.
Yes. And this is an example of one of my clients. She is a children's coach, and she works with the Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar. And it's called heart-based parenthood. So what she does is helping families with children with ADHD or other difficulties in the family, and she runs the frequencies on the families and on the persons to help them cope more with the disbalances in their families. You can run a family scan also and see what comes out in terms of general patterns for that family. She also runs a Quantum Mama Monday. So it's also a weekly support healing space to help mothers cope better with the stresses of being a parent. I actually have quite a lot of people in my team that work with children. I have one lady who is working with children with Down syndrome. And actually, she's not treating the children, but she's helping the parents cope better, because when there's family systems with Down syndrome, it's usually that the parents have a hard time coping with their future being different than they once envisioned. And so she's able to help families cope better with this and have a better understanding and integrate things as they are. So now up to you, Johanna, your examples.
Yeah, well, I make it short how I came to the healing. Well, I came through you, Karina, to the healing, and I was fascinated because already more than a year before, I was diving more into quantum physics and meditation and what it does to your brainwave states and how you're healing with it. And through Dr. Joe Dispenza, at some point I thought like, wow, the Healy is also a little bit like a little, I think I called it towards you once. It's like a little Dr. Joe Dispenza in your pocket. And that was kind of as well together with the mission that how it crossed my path. Yeah. And I have it since November, and I started working with it on clients. So I have a few beautiful health examples. I had one client that had for several years a skin allergy. And I have to as well say she's very conscious. So she has this awareness of how intentions work. She's working with that on herself. And for 1 week, I was sending her just only 26 minutes wire distance, so remote healing frequencies for the skin. So I ran the skin scan, and then I sent her the frequencies that were in resonance with her. After 7 days, she was like, can you come on Zoom? I need to show you something. And she was wearing makeup since several years that she hasn't been wearing makeup, like on her eye, like a mascara, and she couldn't use that because immediately she would have a allergic reaction. But the skin program that I ran was also including the allergy meridian. And this is what happened afterwards. Then I had another client. She had, well, this is quite a big thing. She had a car accident 20 years ago. Her C6 neck vertebra is not curved anymore, so it's flat, so it causes a lot of chronic pain, tinnitus, like sleeping problem, disrupted sleeping problem. If she's lifting up something and not in the right way because of her C6 vertebra, she gets very fast like an inflammation in her arms. And it also causes that she's her flexibility is very low. So, well, I have to say, not all of this was healed, but I used 3 weeks also on distance, the Healy with her. I was sending her because of time difference while she was asleep. So this is also a very good state because your mind is not interfering. So you're fully receiving healing frequencies. And her chronic pain since 20 years is gone, and ever since, and that is since end of November. And she's now she bought herself a Healy as well to start working on all the other issues, to support the self-healing of the power of her body. And also I want to say, it's not the Healy that is healing, it's supporting your nervous system, your bioenergetic field, but the healing is you. It's your body, your intelligence on a cellular level. That is what is happening.
Yeah, Healy actually invites yourselves to get into the self-healing mode. That's very important indeed to mention.
Yeah. Then also beautiful example. Before we have mentioned that you can as well, if I translate it, you can scan frequencies yourself. So I used to, as well use plant medicine, or I still use plant medicine. And what you can do is you can scan the frequency of this beautiful plant medicines, or any, for example, health supplements like organic supplements or herbs, or anything that you're creating yourself and you want to infuse your bioenergetic field with. You can scan the frequency and save it and scan it in your Healy and create an own intention and healing optimization list with it, and then infuse your bioenergetic field with it. So for example, instead of using a substance, you can vibrate it as a frequency into your body biological system. Then I had lately another client, completely different topic. She's a designer of children clothes, and she's tapping more in her soul mission. So for her, it's important in what she's doing to set the intention of infusing it with love and with higher vibrational frequency. So what she will do in the near future, she will infuse her creations with high vibrational frequency programs. And it's not just for clothes. You can infuse anything that you create. You can infuse a glass of water with vibrational frequencies, or any other creation. Yeah. Then I have another health example. I had one client recently He's a long-term smoker, and he wants to. His wife actually approached me that she wants to support him in quitting smoking, and if well, he's open to the Healy. So for around about 2-3 weeks, I supported him with healing frequencies, and he is still now by only around 4 cigarettes a day. So he's not, he hasn't fully stopped, but he, from almost one day to the next, he could immensely cut back. And what I supported him with was the mentor program. And what it was shown in this, what it showed in the scan was especially contentment, and that was very acute. So for that, he received frequencies, and his wife then called me after a few days, and she was also saying that he's changing in his mood so much because yeah, it's almost like she always said, I have it in an email, I have a new husband thanks to you, because it did so much in his emotional body, because he was smoking the moment he, most of the time, he felt triggered or he was emotional. So by changing his emotions, or not changing, but by supporting him in transforming his emotional state, and feeling more contentment and as well inner strength, that was helping and supporting him. Well, in another example, I won't go into detail because, well, as well of privacy.
Yes, and
But
also it's almost 8:15, so
yeah,
we'll wrap it up.
in spiritual releasement therapy, I was using it as well because this is caused most of the time because of trauma, lower density in your body, and to just balance your whole system. And here I was using the protection program a lot on a cellular, mainly on a cellular and also geopathical area, kind of where the frequencies were resonating most. Yeah, and the last thing is where I as well use it is in group spaces that are mainly, well, so far online because of the lockdown, as well in my intention group. I'm in a Power of 8 intention group. I am weekly in a meditation and theta healing group where I infuse the group space, and as well, similar than in your work, Karina, we also infused the vision boards that we set in a seminar with higher vibrational frequencies.
So I think a lot of examples for all walks of life when you're in coaching or teaching, whether you're a therapist, and yeah, there's many more examples, and there's also many more things we cannot mention because of regulations, and we can we cannot mention, but there's so many examples. And if you're interested, we can invite you into one of the Facebook groups with how do you say the word, help me out, Johanna, with
More
experiences,
information
user experiences.
and experiences.
So user experiences, and you can have a look for yourself what Healy is bringing to people. It's, the list is long. So why Healy and why now? Because we live in extraordinary times, and there's sometimes difficult times, but there's also a lot of opportunities arising. This new earth, this age of Aquarius coming on to us. And well, many people are experiencing financial stress at the moment. There's many people like coaches and therapists that see their sessions, being cancelled because they don't have the possibility to work online yet. They need to see everybody in person, and so they don't have any income at the moment. There's also people that want to live their life differently and want to become more independent, travel more, work less hours, and spend their time differently. And also in this past year, I noticed a lot of people that have been rethinking the way they used to run their business or the way they used to work. And they don't want to go to an office anymore and sit in traffic for an hour on the way there and an hour back, and they want to work more from home. So there's a lot of people looking for different ways of earning their income, and a lot of people can bring their business online. If you're a therapist or a coach, you are able to bring your business online with all the examples we've shown. I hope that's become clear to you as well, that it's possible to create something out of what you do normally and combine that with the Healy. That is what we are both doing. We don't just use the Healy and sell that as a possibility. We integrate it in our own businesses, and we teach other people to do the same. So we're also very happy to think along with you how that would be possible for you to integrate Healy in your line of work. But it's a very good thing to bring your business online, to scale your business also. So you can do more group sessions instead of individual sessions and use the Healy for that. And second point is that there's a lot of people in need of help right now. Mental health and depression numbers are soaring. So there's a lot of people that are in need of support. So also in that matter, Healy comes as a gift. And a lot of people, and I think many of you here, if you're a healer or a teacher, you have this drive to help and be of service to the world. And Healy offers you that possibility. And you can contribute by raising the frequency of the planet, what is so needed in these times. And if you want to find new communities with like-minded people and find your soul clients, also for that, Healy is wonderful. And we have a beautiful community that's called Quantum Unity Unleashed. It's an international community. And we have plenty of training, plenty of webinars with information, challenges to help you set your business, set your goals, do intention setting, trainings on how to work with the Healy, trainings on the background of if you're interested in going into that holistic space and know more about how frequencies work. There's all kinds of information and trainings available. And we have beautiful connections with open-minded people, and they all have this drive to be of service, and it's a beautiful community to be part of, and it really lifted my life last year. And I built a whole team of 130 people worldwide right now, and I can say all of them, they're my soul clients. And they see the world in a certain way, want to contribute and see the positivity in this world, which is sometimes a bit of a challenge if you look in your direct environment.
The baseline is as well a new quality of a new way of living and being.
Yeah, the vibration.
Co-creation and collaboration. We did not come here to do everything ourselves or to walk through life alone, but we came here to co-create with each other, if it's in friendships, if it's in projects, in businesses, in any form of collaboration. And this connects as well a like-minded tribe and souls as clients or partners.
That's also the age of Aquarius. It's about co-creating with your soul tribe indeed. And also about stepping into abundance. And we are not meant to live in poverty and from paycheck to paycheck. We are meant to embrace abundance and invite abundance into our life and live our purpose. And with Healy, whatever you want to do, you can combine that and step into your purpose. And so also what you can do with Healy, and that's how I use it in my business, is to inspire other people that have a dream and have a purpose to step into their autonomy and into their sovereignty. Because if my clients, they want a different life, they want to step into the purpose, but the one thing that is keeping them back is money. And with Healy, you can have both. You can work on scaling your own business, you can gain an extra stream of income, and you can become autonomous again.
Hi, yeah, that was my question.
Okay, the question is, I would love to know a bit more about group business session, the scans and needs, how to use within organizations.
Yeah, so I know you've already explained a lot, and you've mentioned like the group sessions and the business scans, and that you can run a scan like, you know, with regards to your business and if it's aligned or not, and, you know, if not, how to get there. But could you perhaps speak a bit on, for example, if you would work with an organization and let's say you would run a, or you would work within, you know, a section or a team within that organization, and then kind of like reading that energy and kind of seeing, okay, what, you know, the issues are, and raising kind of that frequency in order to create that oneness, if that makes sense.
Yes, I've actually, in our team is a business anthroposophist. Do I say that correctly? So she used to work with teams that way. So she would run a chakra scan with the whole team being present, and the whole team in a circle around the Healy and setting their intentions on their feelings right now about the team as a whole. So you would enter this team into your Healy, and it's really detailed. You could enter the VIT number of the company, the name of the team, even the date of the date of the start of the team of the company, and then you would read the field of that team. And you could discuss what comes out of the report. You can discuss like this and this themes of the sacral chakra is coming up, or this and this theme of the heart is coming up. And the Healy, for example, tell you like people don't feel a lot of trust. And then you could have an open conversation about that, like who resonates with this. And then you have this conversation coming up. So you do this for all it's usually about 6 or 8 elements that come up in the chakra scan, and you discuss it with the team. And then you send the healing vibes. So you ask everybody to tune in and sit on their chairs and send them the healing vibes.
Right. And another idea, maybe I'd like to add something.
Yeah.
Like another idea is as well with the chakra and aura scan, you also have, I think maybe you as well mentioned it, set specific intentions of what you want to clear, what you want to improve or heal. So when you do a scan, you will receive as well the information, but as well the so-called optimization list in terms of frequencies that are in resonance with the group, for example. But instead of that, you can also specifically create what you want to improve as an intention, like the desired state and what should be cleared. And then you have as well the opportunity or the option to select what is affected. If it's very much on a mental state, like everyone, like there is no connection, like no heart connection, like the communication is not in flow. So you can choose between the physicality, between the reality, you can choose between emotional, mental, or well, as well, it could be also something spiritual in that sense, and the intensity and what level of consciousness it has, like if it's just something on the surface in an interaction, or if it's already like where you can sense in the group it's more a pattern, like people are more in some behavioral patterns they are repeating. You can enter that as well with a code basically, and then clear
what you're mentioning now.
Yeah,
It's indeed a possibility.
okay, to
videos,
say it easier, and then to vibrate that, like specifically targeted on your needs, and to clear that's also an option. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
And there's all kinds of videos showing you step by step how to do that, because this is kind of advanced information. It's fascinating. The possibilities are like endless.
Yeah,
what you can do with that.
Great, thank you.
Any more questions? No? Or are you still hesitating? Well, you can always contact us to ask.
Or maybe processing, like.
And yes, indeed. I can imagine that tomorrow you get like, oh, this and this, how does that work? And I think I can also mention that for you, Johanna, we have another thing to offer you. If you're interested in the Healy and you want to experience that for yourself, just feel free to contact us, and we can do a scan. I can do a scan over the weekend for you, your own chakra scan or your own health scan, your own
or your house
scan, your house. Well, that's a bit
your cat.
It's usually good to start with yourself, because then you can feel what works for you. And it's interesting to see what comes out, and to experience the frequencies for yourself. Many people feel when they are lying down receiving the frequencies for like 15 minutes, they feel it in their field, and see things shift in one treatment. So feel free if you're interested to ask that from us. So if there's no more questions, then I would like to thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, me too.
I hope that it was helpful and inspiring to you. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Much love to everyone. And yeah, I wish you all a beautiful evening, and we see us soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.